sorry about that. Yeah, she starts around this time and she just goes on, and it's just really annoying. So, yes, thank you. So, yeah, I'm going to have to, when I upload this to YouTube, I'm going to have to do some edits because this is just, this kind of got off to a bad start. So, these are things that I found online that you can do to help yourself feel better. I think one of these I found on like BuzzFeed. I found things on Pinterest. I found things that are for other types of issues, like certain mental health issues. All right, Nate, I'll leave the replay up so you can watch it later. So these are things that I found online. I have my opinions about it. So I think this was through BuzzFeed or through Pinterest or something, things that you can do to help you feel better. It's just a list of 15 things. Small things that you can do to help you feel better. So if you're just kind of sort of not feeling good or you're starting to feel kind of weird, you can do these things. So number 1, get a drink of water. Number 2, make your bed. Number 3, take a shower. Have a healthy snack. Take a walk. Change your clothes. Change your environment. Talk to a live person, not somebody online. Dance to an upbeat song. Get some exercise. Accomplish something, even if it's small. Hug an animal. Make a done list instead of a to-do list. Watch a funny YouTube video. And number 15, give yourself permission to feel shitty. So just allowing yourself to feel bad. This checklist is pretty large. It's not so much a checklist as it is suggestions, and I'll tell you which ones help me personally. There are other things that I found too. Acknowledge your feelings. Remind yourself you've been here before. Pay attention to your breathing. If you have shallow breathing, that might induce anxiety. Solve a puzzle. Tell yourself you're safe. Be kind to yourself. Use an app. Treat your anxiety as separate from you. Treat your anxiety as separate from you. Doodle. Schedule your worry. Meditation. So much easier said than done, yes. Soothing scents. So smell something that smells good, I guess. Read a book. Do some math. Not unless you don't like math. Great advice, yeah. Knit. Find a therapist. Find a therapist should be number 1 on your list. Crafts. Any kind of crafts. Consider medication, which not everybody can take medication. Play with Play-Doh. Journaling. And the last one, which was really, really interesting, have an orgasm. So those are just a list of suggestions. So I want to go over the ones that have helped me. And it's when you're in a really, really, really bad place. Hi, Stefan. Welcome back. When you're in a really, really bad place, it's hard to look at these and think that any of this is going to work. But there is something to be said about finding a distraction. For example, hi Darius, welcome. This month has been, like I said, it's been very, very stressful because I'm on Periscope. I'm trying to do this once a day to raise awareness. And yeah, it's been stressful, but it's gotten me out of my head. And the one thing that I am worried about, hi G Money, welcome. And the one thing that I am worried about is once the month is over, I'm not going to have this anymore. I'm going to be done with this. And then what am I going to Periscope about, right? So in a way, yes, finding things to do does help get your mind off of whatever is, whatever is bothering you and whatever you're dealing with. So yeah, it is effective. And part of the reason I wanted to do these scopes is because, I had a really hard end of the year last year. I had a really rough beginning to this year, as some of you may know. And, you know, I had hit a really low point at the end of December, beginning of January. Yeah, I hope this year finishes up pretty good. But then, you know, I found a distraction earlier this year that got my mind off of things, and that sort of helped me to kind of go up a little bit, and then that crashed and burned pretty badly as well. And so after that, it was like, what do I do? You know, I'm going to end up going back to my depressed state once all of the dust settles. And so I thought to myself, you know, May is coming up, I'm going to do this, and this should give me some kind of different purpose. And it has helped, because there are other people, you know, that have found me on here that are suffering with Lyme disease or with other illnesses. And that's sort of given me comfort as well as giving those people comfort. So yes, it does help to have something else to do. Unfortunately, I can't Periscope the way that other people Periscope, which is, you know, multiple times a day or even once a day. It's still a big challenge because of my light sensitivity. So these other suggestions are pretty good. Thank you, Heaven. Yeah, and and this kind of stuff is what makes it worth it, is that people appreciate that I'm doing this. But I know that this is going to come to an end eventually, so I have to have other things in place. Journaling, I definitely recommend. I do journal. I write about the things that have happened in my life recently. I've written about, you know, certain things of pertaining to my illness, also pertaining to my marriage or my ex-marriage, to somebody that had a psychiatric condition. So I write about that as well. And it does help. It does help to get it out on paper. And sometimes I go back and I read it, and I don't remember some of the things that had happened. I only remember because I had written them down. So it's interesting to sort of keep a running record of these things that happen, and then looking back on it and saying, wow, you know, I can't believe that happened, or I don't remember certain aspects of that happened. And at the time when that was happening, it felt so intense and felt so bad that I look back and it's like, wow, you know, those feelings do change. Making your bed, taking a shower. Taking a shower does help for me sometimes, but not necessarily all the time. It can also make some of my symptoms worse if I take a hot shower. I take a walk every day, and taking a walk does get me out of my head, you know, a little bit. I kind of just let my mind run wild when I'm on a walk, so that does help me. If you are able to take a walk. Some people are not able to do that. One of the biggest things, changing your clothes can help as well. I'm not going to knock that, but sometimes we just want to be in comfortable clothes. I don't want to be in jeans and, you know, a button-up shirt all the time. Change your environment. I've been starting to do this one more recently because I'm always stuck at home. Yes, showers can really make you flare, so you got to be careful. The moisture, the heat, it can make you flare. So I don't recommend showers. And also to your skin, it might give you skin problems as well. I have a lot of skin issues, and taking frequent showers is not going to help that. Changing my environment, I think, is a really, really big one. Yes, sensitive skin issues. I'm starting a blog I'm taking pictures of places that have outdoor stuff to do. Restaurants that have outdoor seating, parks, you know, dog parks, things like that, because that's going to get me out of my house. I'm stuck here all the time. As you know, I have the light sensitivity. I can't go to the movies. I can't watch TV. I can't distract myself, you know, with my phone and stuff like that. So I don't have the typical distractions that other people have. So I have to find other ways to distract myself. And I think one of the big things for me, hi Barry, welcome. One of the biggest issues for me is isolation and being in the same place every single day. You guys watch my scopes every day. I'm in the same exact spot. I'm here upstairs by the sewing machine. Because this is where I am. This is where I can be every single day. So isolation is huge. I mean, it's just a huge, huge issue for those of us with disabilities and with chronic illnesses. So, you know, sometimes I know that I can go outside. Yes. It's a sick comfort. It's almost like we become so accustomed to being this way that we just it becomes our security blanket. You know, if I go out somewhere, oh my God, something can happen to me. What if I don't know, what if I throw up or something? You know, it's very, very mental. And half the time when I go out, nothing happens to me. So I'm starting to change my environment, but I had to sort of put a purpose behind that. I think to myself, why am I going to go, why am I going to go out anywhere if I don't have any reason to be there? So I put a purpose behind that, and I'm doing a blog. So hopefully that blog, because I want to keep up with it, hopefully that will give me a reason to get out of the house so that I can actually do something. So that's, part of the reason why I started it, because I can't seem to find my own motivation to get out. It has to be connected to some other purpose. Yes, grateful fan. It's definitely, it's such a universal thing, you're not alone with this. So many of us have the same thing. You know what? What do I know? Get some exercise. You tell your close friends to push you. Yes. But you know what, though? I talked about that in another scope, about people sort of kind of pushing you, and it doesn't necessarily, you can't put the responsibility on another person at the same time, because you start to resent it. Exactly. You can't put the responsibility on another person. You have to find it within yourself. And I think a lot of these things they try to get you to find your own motivation to do something. Dance to an upbeat song. That might help. When I'm by myself, the days when my parents and my sister, they have family functions to go to that I can't go to, I put my music on really, really loud, and I just listen to it. I don't necessarily dance because I can't really, dance for too long. But I just put it on really loud and I sing along to it, and it does help. It does help. Talk to a live person. This one is definitely, probably the most helpful one, but it's the hardest one to do. I don't have a lot of friends. I do have friends. I have a friend that's actually chronically ill, but I just can't bring myself to pick up the phone and talk to him or to his wife. And we talked about this in my other scope, that you feel like an inconvenience sometimes. But talking to a live person does help. I have a therapist. I definitely highly recommend that. Hi, Poopmatic. Welcome. I definitely recommend getting a therapist if you have a chronic illness. And a lot of people, hi, how are you? You finally made it in. I definitely recommend that because it gives you somebody to talk to, a live person to talk to. I mean, we do need friends, but, we do need live people, someone to talk to. So a therapist, I highly recommend. A lot of people say, oh, I don't have money, I don't have this, I don't have that. I live off of Social Security, and I still find a way to get a therapist. Yeah. Why did you end up stopping? And if you don't like your therapist, keep looking. Keep looking for another therapist. I mean, that's what I recommend. I've been with my therapist for a couple years. I'm not thrilled with her. I've looked for other therapists, but at the end of the day, it gives me somebody to talk to. So, and sometimes you have to push your therapist as well. You have to push them to get out of their heads as well and to help you. And you have to just tell them, like, hey, I need this. I had the same woman for a while. But so the other stuff on the list, accomplish something even if it's small. Accomplish something little, I guess. I learned how to knit even though I was not thrilled about it. I didn't like it. Got worse and honestly felt I shared enough and a lot. You got to find another therapist. It might not have been the right fit. And a lot of times we just have to gonna go love. All right, take care, Heaven. This scope is dragging on a little bit, so take care. And I'll leave up the replay. Hug an animal. See you later. Hug an animal. You know, my sister's dog keeps me company all day, so that helps. The done list instead of the to-do list, I don't really get that. Watch a funny YouTube video. That can help. This one is a big one. Give yourself permission to feel shitty. This one really took me a long time to realize, and I had another scope, one of my first scopes. I got your gadget. Oh, you have a dog. That's right. You do have a dog. Yeah, that's very helpful. It is helpful. Sometimes, you know, I'll just pet her, I'll take her outside, and that gets me out of my head. And it gets me out of the house. Give yourself permission to feel bad. And if you go to my YouTube channel, I put up my scope where I talked about a book called How to Be Sick. And that book talks a lot about giving yourself permission to feel bad. A lot of people fight it. A lot of people try to put a fun spin on it. You know, I'm just going to stay positive. I do say that a lot too. I do say, you know, I just try to stay positive. And I do try to stay positive. But there are days when that's not going to work. Allow yourself to feel bad. Don't. Hi, Mr. Techroid. Welcome. Give yourself permission to be sick. Thank you for the share. Thank you so much. Yes. If you've been feeling bad for a while, hi everybody. Welcome to my scope. If you're feeling bad, you need to just allow yourself to feel bad. Don't tell yourself, I have to feel better. Why am I feeling bad? Why am I feeling like this? Say, I feel bad. I feel horrible. You know, and it sucks. And I hate this feeling. And I wish it would go away. You know, and just tell yourself, I can feel like this. I'm allowed to feel like this. Hi, welcome everybody. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you so much. Thank you for the share. I really appreciate it. Give yourself permission to feel that way. You know, you're going to feel that way. And the more you fight something, the worse it's going to feel. Hi, welcome. The more you fight something, the worse it's going to feel. And I fought it in the beginning, and it did not help me. When I finally read the book, How to Be Sick, I started learning that I'm allowed to feel bad. And it does alleviate some of the depression, because a lot of times the depression comes from, you know, being told you're not supposed to feel sick. Hi, Jesus, welcome. Hi, Val, welcome. So just allow yourself to feel that way. And just say it's okay. You know, I'm sick. I'm allowed to feel this way. And don't beat yourself up over it. I've learned to do that, because a lot of, you know, people in my family tell me you're not supposed to feel this way. And it's like, well, I don't care. I'm going to feel this way, and I'm going to be okay with that. So that goes with acknowledging your feelings. Medication. Some people can take medication. Like I said, meditation. I did some meditations in some of my first scopes, so I definitely highly recommend meditation. Some of these things, scheduling your worry, I don't think that really works, because when you schedule, worrying happens throughout the day. You can't really schedule when you worry. So to me, that doesn't really help. I think that you should give it a time limit. If you're worried, be like, okay, I'm going to worry for 5 minutes right now, and then I'm done. And then then you get past it. Yes, you get easily overwhelmed. So sometimes it's like, give yourself 5 minutes to be overwhelmed, you know, and then move on. It isn't easy. Your mind will just keep going and going and going. And that's what happens with some of us who are sick. That our minds just don't stop. Read a book. If you like to read a book. If you like math, do math. It gets you out of your head. Lyme is a pro at mind mess. Yes, because it affects your brain. Some of these don't work as well as they should for people that have a disease that's attacking their brain. I used to do meditation, and like I said, on my YouTube channel, or actually I don't think I uploaded my meditation to my YouTube channel. I used to be really, really good at meditating and at focusing on pain in different parts of my body. As I've gotten progressively more sick, my focus has gotten worse. So I'm not as good at it. It doesn't help me as much as it used to, but I still do it. And that's the thing too, is that I've tried to just keep doing things. Even if I feel depressed, even if I feel horrible, I try to keep doing things. And it kind of keeps, I do write, I journal, I do a lot of journaling. Sometimes you just have to keep doing these things, and eventually the feeling of depression and stuff, it will pass. It might come back, but it will pass. Right now I started a blog, and I'm uploading my Periscopes to my YouTube channel. But I've just been doing journaling. I've been wanting to get back into screenwriting, because I used to do some screenwriting. I went to film school, but my focus is just so bad that I can only write the stuff that's going on, because it's going on right now. To actually get creative and to get out of my mind is really, really hard. And like I said, my focus is not what it used to be. Hi, Brahms. Welcome. So some of these things will work. Some of these things will not work. For people that are dealing with mental health issues, ADD, bipolar. All right, Grateful Fan. I'll see you soon. People that have borderline personality, people that have severe anxiety and depression, your brain is actually just not working or not functioning the way that it should. So some of these things are really, really hard to do. But people do them. People still do them. And thank you for the hearts. And it does help. Sometimes it's just being persistent and doing these things over and over and over again. I still do my meditations. Even though they don't work the way that they used to, I still do them every single day. And that just keeps me in my routine and keeps me from it makes me do something that will sort of sidetrack me from thinking about the anxiety and the depression. So I think those are the big things that help me. There's a couple other things that I found, but I think I'm going to address those tomorrow. I think what I'm going to do tomorrow is sort of kind of do a continuation of this, but sort of an offshoot. And I want to talk about mortality, death, suicidal thoughts. It's going to be kind of an ugly scope, but this is something that I believe needs to be addressed, especially when it comes to chronic illness and people that have severe mental health issues. I mean, this goes hand in hand. I mean, having a chronic illness or debilitating disease, even a terminal illness, and also having, and people that have severe mental health issues, we both have a lot of the same symptoms, underlying mental health symptoms. So I think that's going to be a whole other scope for tomorrow. So I don't want to go through this whole, through all of these things that I found, because I'm going to save some of them for tomorrow. And tomorrow we're definitely going to talk about suicide and mortality, because it's a huge, huge thing. So, hi Shadow Sleeper, welcome. Well, if you want to catch the replay of this, I talked about a lot of stuff, mental health stuff. But tomorrow I want to make it very, very specific. Hi, Roar. So tomorrow I'm going to make it very specific. If you guys aren't following me on Twitter, it's hotsun100384. Visit my YouCaring page, youcaring.com/Marisol has Lyme. I'll get you guys my Tumblr and my YouTube link soon. My YouTube is just going to have my Periscope replays. Matic is from our area too. I'm from your area. Shadow Sleeper, where are you from? Yeah, because Andre's from like Lakewood or Long Beach or something. I'm from Whittier. I don't know where you're from. For some reason, I didn't know the Norms next to Rosemead Boulevard. Okay, I'm by the Norms on Whittier Boulevard, so you fall into the mental issues. Okay, Andre. Yeah, so if you have suicidal thoughts or things like that, I'm going to have recommendations for that tomorrow. Things that I found that are more specific to sort of that desperation, because we've all been there, especially if you have a chronic illness or a mental illness. we've all been in that place where we just feel like this is it. I can't take it anymore. And I definitely think that deserves a scope all of its own. All of its own? Or all on its own. So I'm going to upload this to my YouTube. You can find my other stuff there. You can search my name. I'll let out my nuts. I'm free tomorrow. Okay. I'll put my notes. Okay. Yeah, Poopmatic. Andre is in Long Beach, right? I think. Well, anyways, so this one has gone on long enough. Yeah, you're in Lakewood. Yeah. So this scope kind of was a sketchy scope by the Cerritos Mall. Okay, I know where that's at. Let's hang out, all of us. You know, I've had a few people. I've met with Alex on here, and oh my gosh, I'm forgetting names right now. There's been a couple people on here that have been wanting to meet up, so that would be cool if we did a meetup for Periscopers. Oh gosh, Adriana's been wanting to meet up as well. So I've met 3 people off of Periscope, and I've had mixed results with that. But I know Adriana wants to meet up. I met Alex recently. Yeah, you haven't scoped in a while. So we need to all get Periscorpion meetup. So we'll talk about that, maybe meeting up and getting together soon. But thank you guys for being in my scope. Visit youcaring.com/Marisol has Lyme. I'm accepting donations until the end of May. Share it with everybody. And I will see you guys again tomorrow.